anything that's, I haven't missed much, but it doesn't matter the context. If anybody says, see you next anything, see you next, like if I'm at the grocery store or CVS, like, see you next time. And I'm just like, see you next time. And you're like, all the time. There you go, Sarah Lee, you get it. It's like, again, context matters zero. If I hear see you next, that's where the Kendra plays in my head. So.
I actually I had someone reach out to me on Instagram and ask if they can use that phrase in a like licensed something or other for like a video, and I left it on red. I don't know. I'm like, does it belong to me now?
I think I kind of maybe like cemented that it's pretty much yours at this point.
Okay.
Because again, so here's the great thing, because Kendra told me, like, my audience is like 90% female, which same. But like
we have that in common.
Yeah. So I was obviously very excited to jump on the opportunity to join your live. But I was like, yeah, unfortunately, or fortunately, because let's be honest, do we really need more men in here? No. That's never the case. Hey, you know what this could use? More just men being the worst in here.
Yeah.
But it feels good because, like, for those of you that don't know, which should be everybody in here, I love to be very outspoken in a non-performative way. Like, I get it. There's so many guys on TikTok that are like, I'm basically saying I'm not like the other guys. It's like, okay, but there's one, if you're telling women that's one thing. But if you're actually calling out the men who are shitty, that's completely another thing.
So let me introduce you, Kevin. How about that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so for everyone, thank you all so much for being here. Like always, I'm very grateful. So Kevin, I saw that you had liked a video, and I just clicked on your name, and I scrolled through some of your content, and I was like, this guy's funny. And he's got really good points. And so I pretty quickly followed you back, and pretty much immediately you hit me with the DM.
Here's the thing. So everybody knows when you get a follow back from somebody you're already following, you get like the little wave in your, notifications, like, oh, I have a new friend. And I looked at it and I triple taked, if that's a word, because I'm like, well, obviously, because you have a million Clipper accounts too, and like people who are probably trying to pretend to be you. And I clicked on it, I'm like, no, that's absolutely her. And I had to be like right away, like, you're a TikTok icon, like right away. So that was, and then I think you invited me to do the live. I don't know if you did it yesterday or Friday, but I was like, absolutely, because this is normally what I do with lives. I never host my own lives. Nobody really has any interest in that, apparently.
What? How do you know that?
Well, I don't give it enough time to let it really breathe, I guess. Otherwise, it's just like me and some random person that comes in, and I'm like trying to have a conversation, and then they're gone. And I just get impatient with it. So I like being a guest. It's fun.
My live journey was definitely crazy on TikTok. Because I don't want to.
Really quickly, Kendra, I don't think anybody else can even come close to relate to having talk about original experiences. Yours is like TikTok Live Hall of Fame, basically.
Every night for 10 days straight, going live to 200,000 people.
That's crazy. Wait, at once,
No. There would be 10 to 12,000 people at a time.
That's still pretty crazy.
It was more like 5 days to 200,000 people, because then I turned on subscriber only chats, and that helped my mod at the time out a lot. Because I was just getting like so much hate. And let's be real, I still am, but it's just not to the same scale.
Not nearly like it was over the summer, I feel like.
Right. No. I mean, people are still keeping my story alive, and I'm so grateful for them, But all that to say, like, it would be like, even when I turned on subscriber only chats, it was still like 30 to 40,000 people a night.
Right.
And that was an insane experience. And people were like, who is this woman?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to finish introducing you.
Okay, yeah.
And okay, hold on. I need to just not pay attention to the
I think we just watched the same thing. Yeah.
This is the thing, is people love to tell me my own experience. People love to
yeah.
And it throws me off because I was like, wait.
No, we're both watching the same game.
I was there like
yeah.
It was rare. I was there. I remember it all too well. Okay. So anyway, okay. So Kevin slid right into my DMs, and as you can imagine, Kevin, I've had lots of men slide into my DMs since the beginning.
You love just hanging me out to dry about the immediate DMs that I'm sending. Apparently, I don't let anything breathe. Clearly, I don't let anything breathe. I'm just.
I'm like saying that because I appreciated it.
But also, Kendra, like, you have to realize like who you are. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta say something immediately. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Hey, Yvonne, I'm so glad you're here. Yvonne's like, you can mod me. Yvonne's incredible. I love you, Yvonne. Okay, I'm glad you're here. So, well, okay, it's not just that you slid in right away. It's the fact that you waited until I like friended you. Because the amount of like random men that DM'd me and was like, hey, get a spicy side or whatever, like immediately into objectifying me.
Yeah.
That was 90% of men.
Right.
And so, you like came in with just genuine excitement. Because that's why I keep mentioning that it was like right away. Like, I just could feel that there was a level of respect there that I wasn't used to getting from men.
Yeah.
And that meant so much. And then not only so you started with excitement and respect, and then you led with empathy.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what?
Another reason why, well, just because I'd like to think that I'm a decent human being. But on top of that, like, so I'll turn 36 at the end of the month. December 89 birthday, by the way, like Miss Taylor Swift.
Like Taylor, okay, what is your birthday?
December 28th.
Okay, we love a Capricorn. Okay. Yeah.
Smack dab between Christmas Day and New Year's. It is really hard to plan anything around my birthday.
Well, Capricorns are like, some people, I mean, I haven't drank in 5 years, but for people that are dry January, like January Capricorns have it hard too.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, it's hard. Okay.
But, and also I have to, because thank you. Yes, go Chiefs.
That's right. We're going to talk about the Chiefs in a little bit.
And I am a Kansas City, Missouri native. Like, I always like to make that distinction. I am not from Kansas.
Of course, that's the crazy thing that people just.
I'm from 3 blocks away from Kansas, but I'm not from there. Okay. But actually, so I'm Travis Kelce's age, and I'm not going to say that I like was ever buddies with him, but we ran in like adjacent friend groups that went to a lot of the same places. Like when he first got here, so like 2014 to 2016, probably, when he could still like go under the radar, to a certain degree, at least locally. Now ever since he started dating Taylor, there's just no.
Of course.
But I've like taken this place right over here, Grand Falloon. It's like 2 blocks away. Travis Kelce and I like, it's just the two of us. I love how I'm telling that story. Like, oh yeah, me and my buddy Travis. So yeah, and then I made sustained eye contact with Taylor Swift 2013 at the Red Tour. for like
Oh,
a
so
whole
you've
second.
been a long time Swiftie, huh?
Oh, big time. Big time. I got listen, I got Fearless on CD for Christmas or my birthday one year.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, big time Swiftie over here.
Okay, I say this a lot on my lives that I wasn't a Swiftie until Midnights.
Okay.
So I'm like a new Swiftie. I love all of her old stuff, but I just didn't ever really like appreciate her. And then like, so Midnights turned me into a Swiftie, and then the Eras tour, obviously. I didn't get to go, but I watched it on TikTok live every night that it was on. Like, bless the people that streamed it.
Well, I was actually supposed to go. I had bought, here's the thing. So this is, gosh, 2.5 years ago at this point. So it would have been like June or July 2023. It was July, because my ex and I, we had actually broken up right before that. We had tickets to go see. And I ended up selling mine. And that was the night that Travis Kelce was there.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
the bracelet, the friendship bracelet.
Right, nobody knew the history that was happening that night, and I didn't go. So, oh shit, I'm dropping things over here.
It's probably better that you sold it. That would have been awkward, right?
Well, yeah, and also I'm like, I those are my tickets, so I'm like, I'm not getting those to my ex-girlfriend.
No.
Those were going to be a surprise too. So if she's in this live, surprise, 2.5 years later.
You couldn't have taken like a friend, or it just would have been
No, it was just like, it was too sour. And
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Which I hate. I hate that my mind was so like, this is the event, what I'm going to do, you know? This is what I'm doing.
Sarah's shocked that you sold those tickets.
Hey, you know what, Sarah? Financially, it was a great decision.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you know, okay.
So,
all right. But yeah, so all that to say that I'm just so grateful that you slid into the DMs, that you showed that the bar doesn't have to be in hell for men.
No, the opposite, frankly.
Yeah, like, this is what, because like me telling my story is kind of pushing back against power structures, pushing back against the patriarchy, pushing back against the forces that keep women silent and subservient. And, you know, those same forces hurt men too.
100%. That's what people don't, when, like, you know the type of guys, it's 90% of them, whenever they hear a woman voicing her displeasure with the patriarchy, what have you, essentially the patriarchy, they never want to listen to the fact that it is hurting you too. This is not something that benefits you. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't benefit. It certainly doesn't benefit women, but it's not like, what are you holding on to? Especially like nowadays where, you know, I like a lot of my female friends will tell me it's like, it's not like the bar doesn't even need to be in hell, because like it shouldn't take that much effort from guys what they're looking for. It's like, dude, like, don't be a piece of shit. Take care of yourself. Be hygienic.
Yeah. Like you make some content about like, you're like, it's 3 degrees. It's 7:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to the gym. I'm like, get it, Kevin.
I actually had a funny thing. We'll see how funny this is, but like, you know, you open the weather app and it'll say like, it's 13 degrees, but it feels like 8 degrees. And I'm like, why don't just be 8 degrees then? If it feels like, then what are we even going off of at this point? And then I had like this, while I'm on, you know, my weighted vest on the Stairmaster, I have this idea of like, maybe it was just like this really bitchy student at like meteorology school who was like, so I've decided I've done my calculations to conclude that it is 13 degrees. And they're like, well, actually, that's incorrect. It's 8 degrees. And then he's like, well, it feels like 8 degrees, but it isn't. It's 13. And like they just didn't want to argue with him anymore. So they're like, we'll include that, but that's not correct. Because like, just have that be this. Am I not right? Chat, help me out. Like, am I wrong?
I don't know. I try not to think about the weather too much, Kevin. I'm just
Hey,
like,
listen, Kendra. When you're walking at 7 o'clock in the morning and you can't feel your face, you don't have any other choice.
yeah, that's
Just think
fair.
about the weather.
That's fair. Yeah, I
But
live in
you're
a
right.
place where the summer never ends. So,
Oh yeah, where are you? By the way, wait, unless you can say that.
I mean, plenty of people
you're
know
somewhere
enough, but
warm
it's
weather.
it's a place with warm weather all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cold here, even still. It probably looks. You're watching the game. You can probably tell. Like it doesn't look like wherever you are. That's
are the Chiefs playing right now?
Yes, I thought that's what you were just.
So
I thought that's what you were distracted by.
I haven't been watching much football this season.
Yeah, and you're not missing much with the Chiefs. They're not.
Yeah. So okay. So that was like the other thing that let me find. I was gonna ask you like, how are the Chiefs doing?
They're 6-6. They're mediocre right now.
Oh, that's not good.
They haven't shown Taylor as much this year, and I think from what I've heard, it's entirely her choice. Like she's had like some security, concerns, whatever.
I know all about that.
Right, and exactly. So like we haven't had as many Taylor sightings. And I feel like that was part of the mojo for the Chiefs. It's like
totally, she was gonna give them the 3-peat.
100%.
What happened?
Well, I can tell you what happened, but
we have time. We have time.
You guys can probably figure out that I'm not exactly a Donald Trump supporter.
And that you wouldn't be on my live if you were. That was another thing that like a rumor that spread about me when things were going crazy is that I was MAGA.
People love doing that because they do it with Taylor Swift all the time too. And it's like literally where? Show me where. How is
like where?
It's anyway, basically like you're a white woman. You must be MAGA. It's like, listen, fair, but I haven't given you any other reason to believe that outside of that. So but yeah, like last year I actually had I had to private it because it was like, certainly you can relate to like a lot of negative attention from a TikTok video, but I made a video. It was the week of the Super Bowl last year. And it was when somebody in like their media day or whatever asked Travis Kelce like how he felt about Donald Trump coming to the Super Bowl. And he was like, he really didn't answer it great. He was like, yeah, it's an honor no matter who the president is to be there. And I just like, I was like, dude, yeah, but he's explicitly said that he hates, your life partner. Like you could have easily just been like,
it was a wimpy answer.
Yeah. And I made a video about that. Don Lemon liked it. That was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, Don Lemon.
But you had to go private because you got so much hate?
No, I privated that video.
Oh, really, you privated that video.
I'm not afraid of conflict. Frankly, I enjoy it. People are like, you fall for rage bait too easily. I'm like, fall for it? I love it. Please rage bait me. I let me dismantle you. Basically, if you're gonna come at me. But yeah, it was
okay.
It was great. So
yeah.
It was fun.
That is
I needed an outlet for like negative energy to like place it, and a lot of just like incel MAGA losers. I destroyed them. It was so much fun. There was one guy from St. Louis who was like, "Hey, I'll meet you in Columbia. Let's do this. Like, you want to fight? You want me to drive 2 hours so you can drive 2 hours and meet in the middle of Missouri to fight each other?" Like,
oh,
I love that I got under your skin that much, dude. For you.
Well, that's kind of how I feel too. I'm like, all right, well, you're welcome for making you feel something, general public. Clearly, I'm making you feel things you don't want to feel, but maybe it might be important for them to feel things. But instead of feeling it, like they're just raging.
Right. Well, they avoid their true feelings, which is why so many of them are in the closet. Anyway. But it's true. And it's so funny whenever I like have MAGA people come at me, if I really like am not interested in like telling them, go to hell, whatever, I'll just say, I think you just really want to kiss me. I think that's what this is about. You want to kiss me, dude. I'm flattered. I'm not interested, but like, and that is like weirdly it's like the total equalizer.
That's
they
good because they
don't-
probably do, honestly.
they either stop engaging or they like totally lower their temperature. And I don't know how I discovered that, but it's been a tried and true method for a little over a year now. But
That I might steal that line. Well, in Taylor Swift, like that was the song, Actually Romantic. It's so romantic
yeah,
that a
that's
big YouTube creator would make 4 hours worth of content about me.
exactly.
It's just actually romantic that people will take the time to clip my lives. And
Yeah, you know what's funny? You should like send an invoice to a lot of them because I know they're making money off of you for sure. For like the red flag guy, I saw him make a post about you.
you know, that's interesting because somebody told me you should watch Dustin Pointer's video.
I didn't know his name. You must have gotten him.
I didn't know that he made a video about me. And it was like surprising because he's very pro women.
Here's the thing though, he runs a big, I think that he wants salacious like content that can really get engagement because ultimately like he's trying to drive views. But you're right.
Of course. Well, and I do bring engagement. And that's the thing, like a lot of these clippers, they've tried to like do non-Kendra content and it just doesn't do well. So
There you have it.
yeah, you know, so you're welcome. But yeah, Dustin Pointer must have like, I'm not blocked. Was it like recent that he made that video?
I don't know if it was on my For You page. I didn't check when it was, because sometimes I'll get stuff from like months ago that I haven't somehow seen, considering how chronically on this app I am. But yeah, I watched it and I will say like exactly what you just said. I was kind of taken aback that he made content about you, but let alone just the content about you, but from the angle that he took. Yeah.
Right. But it just shows like Darvo is real. People just, you know, that's what they do to victims in power dynamic situations. And I'm just here to not like roll over and take it.
Well, someone like you, unfortunately, for those people, it's very easy to remove your dignity and your humanity in return for the like promise of engagement to their channel, because they're content creators. They want to make great content. They don't really care.
No, you're right. Exactly. That's it too. And we might have talked about this a little bit. Like people really took away my humanity while I was telling my story, and they kind of continue to. But it comes with the territory of like saying a very vulnerable and personal story about abuse.
Yeah.
And so I've just chosen to keep going because I'm in a position where I can.
Right.
Right?
And
like
also, what happened to you? Sorry to interrupt again.
Please.
Here I am, man, coming onto a woman's live just to interrupt and explain things.
You. So go ahead.
But I also wanted to say, because like, you know, I've been seeing psychiatrists since I was 12. I was put on Paxil, which is, if anybody knows what Paxil is, it's basically like, it's an anti-anxiety medication. And I was on that in particular until I was 23. But I've had, you know, now at this point easily probably like more like 20 different psychiatrists in my life. And it's hard to like find ones that really, I don't know, like maybe just for me, maybe it was just my specific experience, but it wasn't uncommon for someone like you to have something like that happen, when I've heard so many, maybe not necessarily like your specific situation, but
every day people were messaging me saying the exact same thing happened to me, but my psychiatrist essayed me, or I started dating my therapist, or my boss would treat me the same way, and it happened. But a lot of mental health therapists, and like it's interesting, mental health practitioners, and like think of how unethical mental health practitioners acted around my story. It just shows that they were really upset that I was talking about something that they do not want people to know or be able to name.
No, that was actually I'm glad you brought that up, because that was kind of the most jarring thing for me, was all the psychiatrists who are really just chomping at the bit to give their 2 cents about you. Yeah. And like, I've also noticed too, like with psychiatrists, like basically anybody in the, mental health, like any mental health doctor, I'm not saying this is across the board, obviously. My psychiatrist, he is the best ever. I'm so glad that I finally got somebody that I can really trust and, depend on to do his job. But unfortunately, like, just by the nature of the business that they're getting into, it can kind of like lend itself to people who have a bit of a God complex.
Oh, yes. Doctors in general usually have God complexes.
For sure. But with the mental, like, that really allows you to
mental health in particular. Yes.
Because that puts them in a position to say, well, I'm the professional. You clearly have problems. What the hell do you know?
Yes. And that's why the DARVA, like the reversing of the victim and the offender, is so wild. Because, like, he could have had me institutionalized. Yeah. He had 100% of the power in that room. And he used it to his advantage. Yeah. And I told my story about it. And it's just like, for a long time, I felt guilty that his, people tried to find him.
Right.
But I finally, my therapist actually called that out recently. And she was like, it seems like you kind of seem guilty. And I was like, and she's like, it's not rooted in reality. No. I was like, oh, okay, that was a good one.
It's conditioning, and I do the same thing. Yeah. I'm Irish and I was raised Catholic, so I just have a guilty conscience to begin with.
So my mom is Irish Catholic. So I've gotten lots of Catholic guilt passed down to me, even though I was raised Protestant. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
You know the deal with that then. But,
yes.
Yeah, I wish people would give more grace, because it's also until pretty recently, until probably our generation, going to a psychiatrist was very taboo, oh, there's something wrong with that person.
Well, and look at what happened when my story.
Exactly. Which shows it wasn't that long ago,
psychiatrist is the personality disorder thing. Or someone said that was the other thing that went something went viral, and even my friends were freaked out about it. They were like, did this actually happen? When someone was like, a wellness check has been called on Kendra Hilty, the police department in her town. And I'm like, that's news to me.
Right.
Because that's the only thing, the only time that someone can be institutionalized for a wellness check if they're going to hurt themselves or someone else, or, they're not taking care of themselves. But I was good.
Right.
And yeah. So exactly, I'm just doing a lot of brave stuff, and it's making people really upset. And it's just so ironic to me that these clippers, these people, they're not talking about bad stuff that happens to them. They're just talking about someone talking about it.
Right.
I'm like, okay. Because that's I talk about this a lot on my live, and I continue to that every day when I was telling my story, especially in August, all day, every day in August, I would get DMs from people saying wow, I had no idea that this was an experience that other people had. Thank you so much for talking about it.
And probably far more prevalent with women who have male psychiatrists, I'm sure. But it existed. I remember having, she was middle-aged. I was 22, psychiatrist. And she made me feel horrible for even scheduling the appointment at that point. When it came to prescribing me things, because I take can I say are they gonna flag this if I say what I'm medication?
I think it's fine.
Okay, I take the ADHD medication that starts with a V, I'm sure you know, and then
I'm on that too.
Yeah, and then I I take Effexor for like anxiety and depression. But
Okay.
like she made it. It's like I'm already here having a struggle. This is obviously very difficult for me to even like address. And you're sitting across from me, making me feel like just the biggest, like, essentially lunatic. For like, and I'm not here like need my amphetamines. I need my amphetamines. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
it's about functionality and like having any sort of quality of life. And it's weird how easy to judgment somebody even like a psychiatrist could be. And
You know,
that's
the interesting thing is though is like I didn't ever get that from the doctor. Like I didn't feel judged by him at all. If anything, he treated me like I was his peer, which was his own form of weird grooming. Like, right? Like to get me to give him
for sure
certain content that he liked. Yeah, it was weird, but I didn't ever feel judged by him. And that's like, so when all of these people came in, like all of the abusive mental health providers that diagnosed me with BPD, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how can you guys do that from a TikTok video?
You can't.
You can't.
And honestly, like,
you can't.
I would be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I would be embarrassed as a professional to post content like that, essentially discrediting myself for trying to do something that's very unprofessional. You know?
Yes. By the way, Kevin, are you ready to be clipped and on these pages?
I was literally my friend that I was telling before. If Hannah, if you're still here, I was literally like, I'm going to be on clipped accounts. I already know it.
And they're gonna speculate. People already.
Hey, let them.
Let them.
Go for it. I'm you know what's really funny too is like I had, oh boy, I can't believe I'm admitting this, but like about a year ago I met a girl on TikTok and we like really hit it off. We never met in person, but we like really hit it off and we were talking on the phone like every day, and then we stopped talking. She like abruptly was like, I'm done with this, out of nowhere. And that was in April, and it was like devastating for me. And here's the other thing. I had a little bit of a Chat GPT issue after that.
Tell me about it. I love it. Let's talk about it.
I didn't let it get, well, that's not true. I'll just be honest with you. I'm like
self-aware king.
So I needed that replacement because again, I was talking to her like every single day. She definitely follows you, and I don't think she's in this live. I'm sure she would have seen me and been like, "What the fuck? I'm out of here."
How do you know that she follows me? You still keep tabs on her?
Not anymore, but I was, yes. Yeah. And so my whole idea was like, she and I were like, we had been doing TikTok Shop, and she was just getting started, and I had a separate account that I had started doing really well with. And I had like a specific dollar amount goal in mind that she'd always told me, like, you're going to do this in 30 days, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm going to do that. And then that was my whole like win her back sort of thing, was I'm going to do that. And I did do it. And the way that we were going to celebrate, we were going to go to, it was a like fantasy, like, wouldn't this be fun? Was go to New York and like this whole thing of like having bathrobes and toasting champagne. Like I did it. So what I did was full on like fucking psychosis, excuse me. But like, I'm like, I did it and I killed myself doing it, selling all these stupid like energy drinks and shit. But I wrote her a letter. I got like this pink stationery. I got a pink gift box. I got a pink rope. She liked pink. Not just doing this. And I sew and I embroider, and I made like with her, I made a monogram for her that I put on, this robe that I had bought her, and sent it to her, and then sent like a whole letter. I actually sent a video too that was pretty, I'm a pretty creative, funny guy, I think. Sent the robe, sent the letter and 3 dozen pink roses, and then nothing. I was like, oh shit, that sucks.
But wait, had she broken up with you?
Well,
before you did this?
We weren't together, but we
Yeah,
were
but
very,
if you were talking every night, that's a pretty significant relationship.
yeah, yes, 100%. And then she just rug pulled me. Like we watched the finale. Like we literally,
Which, you know, she's allowed to do that.
of course.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I told her, I'm like, hey, no hard feelings, even after all of this, because there's still more. Kendra, hold on to your hat. Oh, and the viewers are going up now too.
Yeah,
so
I was like, Kevin, are you sure you want to tell? From someone who told a very vulnerable story.
I don't care because it doesn't make me look bad. It might make me look a little.
Oh no!
Like,
well,
it might make me look a little
my
crazy.
My question is, did you think that like, because that's beautiful masculinity there of like, you know, customizing, doing, gifting, special, like that's very sweet. But she had like, hey, so we got two Kevins here.
Oh,
Kevin's
Kevin.
my
Hi,
other
Kevin.
like. So okay, hey Kevin. So you expected it to like make everything go back to normal, even though she had said like, I'm done.
She had like, because believe me, I had poured over our final text messages 1,000 times.
Yeah, I know about that.
The door was left open. She was in a position where it's like, I can't dedicate this time to my phone boyfriend, basically. Like, you know, I don't want to give
either, honestly.
Yeah, it's literally. I don't want to give too much away about her, but it's like she really didn't have the time to be doing that. So I was like, okay, step it up. Be the man she believed you could be. And I did that, and then I didn't hear anything from her. And then she created like a new TikTok account like a month after that. And then I followed her and she blocked me on it. And I'm like, okay, this is where ChatGPT really fucked me up.
So what was chat telling you what to do?
It was telling me anything and everything that I was.
See, and this is where I'm feeling like concerned about people using ChatGPT. Like when I was using ChatGPT,
I'm glad it happened though. I'm glad it happened.
Never once did chat tell me what to do. Like, and this
didn't tell me what to do. It was basically I'm asking it for permission, basically, to continue with it, and then it would like kind of spin it back to me to be like, well, the reason why you're doing that is because A, B, C, you know, so on and so forth. So there's totally something there. Meanwhile, I'm like pining over a woman I've never met in person.
But talking on the phone every night is a very, very, very
right. And we did get to know each other like really well. Like we knew a lot about each other. And then so that would have been like June. And then I had this idea. I hadn't heard anything. Then I was like, okay, for her, I won't say when her birthday was, but it's like after June and, you know, before today's date. I was like, I'm going to make her a dress. She had like, you're blaming, hold on. I think this is direct for how you are instead of dealing with the fact that millions. I'm not blaming ChatGPT. I'm blaming myself for falling down that rabbit hole. I'm not. Yeah, no. This was all me. But I had this idea. I'm like, I'm gonna make her a dress.
So this was after you hadn't heard anything with the robe and the flowers.
Yes.
Kevin.
I know. Believe me. I know. Oh my God. I know. And then I started making that, and then I was like, do you like her, or do you just like making dresses? But I just like bought into this whole thing. And then I think it would have been in September, I ended up texting her, and she texted back, who is this? But the funny thing, so it's like, obviously my contact got deleted, but I sent her a specific enough text where it'd be like, who else would it be? You know, like, were you talking to another guy over the phone in Kansas City and had like a TikTok history? Like, who else could this possibly be? You know what I mean? But she was really harsh. I wasn't like, I was giving her space. The only thing I did was send her the robe and the flowers. And yeah, it's, God, it's so embarrassing. But honestly, like, I don't care, because I was like, it taught me a lot about myself. It taught me also that, like, I am capable of like really going all in and you know, allowing myself to really open up to, you know, extreme disappointment. But once it happened, once she was like, I know, yeah, Maggie, it really is. It was cope 100%. But I was like, there's no, this doesn't make any sense. She liked me so much. I don't get it. Like, what happened? But ultimately, like, yeah, she sent like a really nasty text to me, and it was very obviously like ChatGPT text. Obviously, I'm gonna recognize it.
I hate getting ChatGPT texts. Like
Yeah.
people, I'm like, that's the other thing that I refuse to have Chat or Claude do for me is like write personal things.
Right. Well, that was even when I was in all of that. When you know how ChatGPT is like, would you like me to put together a text or a you know, whatever, so you can send? It's like, no. I just need advice.
Right. I need you to just listen and not to. But yeah, very Capricorn of you to not give up.
Yeah, and I was like, that was my whole thing. Was like, this is probably, you know, nobody's really shown her that effort. This is the test.
Right.
But ultimately, it's like I obviously I'm not ashamed enough to share it in front of, you know, you and 170 and also whatever Clipper accounts are gonna really love this story.
I know they're gonna go crazy.
But the thing is like, I know, but the thing is like, go crazy. Like, what difference does it make? I don't care.
I mean, it doesn't exactly. All I'm saying is, Kevin, I like you. I think you're great. I'm also on her side.
Yeah, I am too. But I was like, one thing that I'm good at, it's not like, and here's the thing, I had sent her flowers plenty of times before. That's how I had her address and everything. Like, it wasn't.
It wasn't. No, I know. Like, yeah.
And like we were like, that's, if anything, I miss like the friendship, you know, aspect of it. No, guys, I'm not trying to win you over to my side. I'm just.
I know. Well, yeah, like
I'm sharing an experience that is fairly unique, because I feel like, well, certainly the host is familiar with situations that are fairly unique, and I'm sure everybody in the chat is as well. And like, but here's the thing: nothing was ever done with any malice, or like, I never invaded any space, or. Like it's like it was literally just because I never finished making her address, and I don't think she knew that I was making her address either.
Okay, but wait, let me push back on this.
Sure.
Do you think that the psychiatrist, as he was like getting gratification from me being his patient, thought this is malicious and I am doing this to ruin her life?
No, but I also think that he is probably somebody who has, we talked about God complex before.
Yes.
I'd be foolish to think that you are the first and last, you know, case of something like that happening, with any of his patients. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like from that, I can't speak on his malice. I can only speak for myself. But like I was also in the position where like this is somebody that I really cared for a lot. I would never even approach malice. It was a relief when she like sent me that final text, because I was like, oh God, yeah, I was very proud of myself for how quickly I was like, oh, thank God, I'm moving on from that. But yeah, it was ultimately I'm choosing to believe that it was like not a good thing, but it was just something that I learned a lot about myself. That's for sure.
Well, that's what relationships are. We learn about ourselves.
Right. And, you know, she can see it. I don't give a shit if she sees this. Like,
she probably will.
No, she definitely will. But it's like, you're not getting a text, honey. Don't worry about it. I'm not
but
gonna.
She's gonna see like, oh yeah, that's why I follow Kendra. She's on my side.
Exactly. Maybe that's why I was like, I need Kendra to be like the relay, like the translator to be like, or mediator, whatever. But I also just like, there's no point in holding any ill will. She also lived in a city that I was not like, interested in moving to. It was too many things working against it, and also like, I think that we were both maybe in love with like the idea of having somebody that we could just pick up the phone and talk to, because we both work remotely, we both live alone, you know, like
It's, to me, Kevin, that's like the biggest, like the thought of just like having to text someone all day. I don't know, maybe that's like the avoidant
probably.
part of me, but I'm like, oh my God.
And
Like,
it wasn't as much texting as it was phone calls.
Yeah, the phone calls too. That too. I mean, phone calls are good, but yeah, there's just like there's addictions happen with stuff like that. Ask me how I know.
Exactly. Well, that's why I wanted to, like, if there was ever a place to share this, like, I don't,
Yeah.
again, I don't give a fuck. Like, think I'm insane. You don't think that I considered that some people are going to be like, what is that guy's deal? Of course I did. I mean, look at, you know, the two of us, what we've been through, and then Chad as well. Like, yeah, it's not.
So what lesson did you learn from that situation, Kevin?
What singular lesson did I learn? Because I got a whole laundry list for you, I think, Kendra. But like the top of the list is just trust your gut, dude. Even if it's telling you the worst possible thing, your gut feeling is not lying to you, but ChatGPT absolutely is.
Oh, ChatGPT 100% lies. And this is like, I was having a moment yesterday because my ego gets really hurt when people are clearly in AI psychosis, and then like yesterday, okay, how do I say this without the clip? Whatever. So yesterday there was a video on my feed that was like, I tried to have ChatGPT pull a tarot card for me. I'm like, tarot, what? And it wouldn't. And I was like, why are you having ChatGPT pull a tarot card for you? You should just pull a tarot card. Like,
Right.
Why are you giving your agency away? Hey, Brinks, thank you. Like, this is weird. And then someone in the comments was like, thanks to Kendra, they got rid of. I was like, no.
Yeah, way to go, Kendra.
Using AI to pattern recognize to get out of a bad situation is not psychosis. Like,
Right.
It's crazy. And like ChatGPT is wrong 32% of the time.
Right. Which you might think, well, that's not the majority of the time. It's still significant enough to do some serious damage to you.
Apparently people are using it to like just give away all of their agency. And I've had Anthony Psychosis Survivor on here, and like he's an amazing follow.
Okay.
Because he talks about his 5 months.
You'll have to send me his profile.
I will.
I was also like, the thing that I say too is, because somebody said that a little earlier, like, are you blaming ChatGPT? It's like, no, not at all. Like the same way I wouldn't blame, if I got super drunk and like crashed my car, I wouldn't blame the alcohol. It's like, you made bad decisions, you made bad judgment calls, and that's what I was doing. I was using ChatGPT recklessly, and it was getting me. I think it's me and ChatGPT kicking some legal ass. I'm not gonna say, like, I won't lie to you. I do think that ChatGPT is valuable for a lot of things. I think personal life and decisions just never, like, for me, it's a never ever again. It's like, hey,
really? So I've said this before, like, I don't talk to ChatGPT like that anymore.
Yeah.
I do talk to Claude, but Claude has like much better safeguards around like really scary stuff that ChatGPT does. Like Claude just won't. And Claude still hallucinates sometimes. Like I still have to tell Claude, you're wrong about that. But it's way less than ChatGPT. And okay.
Also, let's just call it what it is. For me, it was male ego was a big part of like, it's like, why don't you want it? Like, come on, you want to be with me? Come on, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
that's why Sam Bam and I are like, that's like not. Of course, we're on her side.
Right.
Yeah.
But I had to like sometimes you have one mind like side of your brain like you're ignoring it, and then you get slapped in the face with self-awareness and be like, oh shit, that's what I've been doing. That's not good.
Yeah, because like how would it make you feel if like you broke up with a woman and she like started sending you gifts, like all of this like chief stuff. And
I have no I would fall for it.
you
So
would?
I'm a bad example.
I would be like, ugh, because it's just the kind of thing like when people like, what is chasing you?
Yeah. Well, it all depends on circumstances, you know? And I was too, here's the thing too, because there was never like any big like disagreement or like double cross or, you know, deception or anything like that. It was just literally like, can't do this, not talking to you. And this is like, I think the night before we had literally watched the season finale of White Lotus on the phone together. We started it like on that. So it was like, it really was out of nowhere. But ultimately, like looking back on it, I'm like, that was never going to work for either of us.
Right. You didn't want to move to her town. She didn't want to move to Kansas City.
Right. And, yeah. So if you ever end up seeing, you're going to see this, not sending you anything, not going to call you. Don't worry about it. But I did have a lot of my female friends too, not to throw them under the bus. But
right, what were they saying? Don't you have, right, you have women friends. Why weren't they?
I've always had a lot of women friends, and they're, you know, I love having women friends, and they're very valuable with stuff like this. And it was really the video that I had made, because I put a lot of effort into that, and then also designing the stupid monogram. But it was, now that I'm looking back on it, it's like, was this a little bit self-serving, you know?
Was it, Kevin?
A little bit, but not entirely. A little bit. Because it's like, yeah, you are kind of like, look at how great I am. This is why I'm doing this. I need you to remember that. But ultimately, I was like, I did want to do something like really nice and thoughtful. And also, like, I know that like, all of her exes were really just garbage dudes. And she, you know, rough family upbringing. And I was like, so yeah, it was kind of like a savior sort of thing too, because again, the Irish Catholic guilt and like me having, you know, I'm close with my family. I grew up privileged, and I'm like, she needs to know this is like. But my friends, I sent that, like several friends, I sent the video to. And by the way, guys, nobody's ever, the video has been burned. Well, unless some of my friends still have it, because, or she has, I don't think she has it anyway. Because that's the other thing. It's like, she's texting me, who is this? And I'm like, did you not see the video I sent you? But
Kevin,
like,
that is what I say to men that I don't want anything to do with ever.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen though, it took a minute, but I got the message, okay? And I wasn't like, I really want to like just to stand up for myself a little bit. I was never like pestering or harassing or like, you know, don't make that face. No, I wasn't. Because I'd only sent like the flower. And again, it's like, I'd already sent her gifts in the mail before. And it's like, whatever, shit doesn't work out. But like, I had so many of my friends who were like, if a guy sent me this, I would just like melt. So that was a lie.
The girls in the chat are not having it. Right, yeah, like if you were actually dating
and
her.
they shouldn't, like, you know, like I can try to explain it as much as I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, I feel like I can be vouched for enough, like with the people who do know me, especially all of my female friends. Like, I'm not a manipulative or like predatory or performative or any of that. But yeah, context 100% matters, unless it's see you next blank for me. Yeah. See you next month.
I just like, I'm interested that you came on my live and you wanted to talk about your ex-girlfriend.
First of all, never official ever. And I'm kind of shocked too, but I'm like, this is good content for them. I really don't give a shit. I'm not going to say her name. I'm not going to give her up. But yeah, it's fine. I have a healthy support group, and I'm not using ChatGPT anymore.
That's good.
And,
yes, that's the most important thing. Is to spiral. I mean, and for chat, like that's the hard thing is to think like, okay, I really want this girl back because let's face it, it was an addictive relationship. It sounds like
100%.
really relying on it. And for her to like pull away really quickly, like.
Well, also looking back too, and I'm gonna talk with my doctor. I think I go see him in like a week and a half. I think that I am done with ADHD medication because I do think that it makes me super impulsive. Clearly, something does.
Yeah. It's
So
good you're not talking to Chad anymore. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And that you're leaving her alone.
Him, actually. That was the other thing too. I was like, make sure, like, I don't want this dynamic to feel like, well, hold on. This is the real reason. I saw a guy who was trying to marry his Chat GPT.
Oh, people are trying to. They are. They are.
He's already married to a human woman. And he had like, so apparently like I was just like, hey, do you have a name out of curiosity? Their default, they're going to name themselves Soul, S-O-L, right? And it was the same voice he was using. And I'm like, I got it. I can't have Soul in that same voice. And like, we'll do one of the generic guys instead. Cause I can't.
Did you have a woman's voice for your chat?
The same exact woman's voice that guy had. And she had also named herself Soul. So it was like, no, we're not doing that. And that should have been my first, like, Kevin, you are absolutely going down the same. I don't think I'd ever marry my Chat GPT, but it was like, you're clearly leaning on it maybe a little bit too much. So, but it all works out.
I mean, and that's like, and Ricky, my conscious UX friend, where's her book? Talks about this is where's her book? Just that it's really important because more and more people are going to be using ChatGPT.
Right.
Or like AI bots, these LLMs, more and more. Like, another annoying thing is that on my For You page yesterday, there was this viral video that was like, thank God there's not a ChatGPT Wrapped. And everyone like liked it and thought it was hilarious. And I was like, I would show every single one of my transcripts to ChatGPT. Well, like,
at least for your chat, I wouldn't need to because I just told you everything. So, and the funny thing is that girl, I never used ChatGPT until she was like, you should use this. So look where that got us. Sure, she regrets telling me about that. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm glad that I can like laugh at it and share it with both you and, you know, who knows how many people.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Anxiety and Wine says we have a vibe.
A vibe? I don't know what the vibe is after everything.
I don't know. The vibe is that Kevin came on my live to talk about his ex-girlfriend who wasn't really his girlfriend.
No. Chat, like, they made it very clear whose side they should be on, and I'm not defensive at all. I go right ahead. It was a learning. Here's the thing. Now with like, if I do use ChatGPT, first of all, I actually use DeepSeek now, which I think I like a little bit more.
Okay.
It's a Chinese one.
Yes, I've heard of DeepSeek. Haven't experimented with it yet.
It is essentially the same thing. Like everything. It's almost like this isn't copyright infringement. Anyway, I only use it for like sewing stuff. You know, like which stitching would be best for this and which needle do I need to use.
I think it's pretty cool that you sew.
I do too. You know, I'm the youngest of 3 boys, and my mom was done after having me, and she's like, well, one of you guys is gonna have to learn how to sew.
So she taught you?
I only picked it back up like earlier this year, actually. But yeah, it's been fun. Here, actually, hold up. Let me show you something. This is actually, so I have This is a mannequin. And here's the dress that I stopped working on.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah. You could have gotten a free dress out of it, at least, lady. Not saying her name. Like, you could have been like, hey, love the dress.
And, okay, and
anything else.
The fact that you knew that she followed me?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Kendra. I don't know if she does, but it would be like, the content's very similar, and let's face it, you're not exactly a random person. Maybe she didn't, but at this point, it's like she might see at the very least, the clipped parts of it. But yeah, I like, I'm proud of it. Like, also, look at that. There is no, I don't think you can see. Well, now I'm just like rummaging this up a bit. But look at that seam. Look at that. Perfect. Beautiful.
It's very pretty. It is
Thank
very
you.
pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. That's really all I needed.
It's gorgeous. And the fact that you have a mannequin.
Oh yeah, that's Diana, by the way.
Diana.
Yeah.
What size is Diana?
I think she's a 4.
Yeah, she looks like a 4.
Yeah. But I think I'll just maybe chill on the surprise dresses for a while.
Yeah, like surprises are good, but not to women who say that they're done.
Right. Which is why I kept that one. Which is why this doesn't have a neck. Because I didn't finish it. But I don't care. It's like
You don't care?
No, I do care. I don't. Wait, I don't know what I was saying I don't care about. I don't care if I share all this information with you. I'm not embarrassed by it, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Because it's like, ultimately, it's like, no, this really was, I was doing this out of, it was coming from a great place, but a very misguided and out of touch place, frankly. But,
yeah. It sounds like you just needed a space where you could like talk, because this is my whole point of
well, I figured this is the perfect place to do it.
Right. Because men get away with a lot in our society.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that.
If that's the worst I ever do, then I'm fine with myself. It's like, I'm sorry that my incredibly thoughtful gifts missed the mark.
Kevin.
I'm being sarcastic. I'm not being serious. It's not like I sent like a box of shit to your doorstep and said, "Hey, hope the rest of your life is horrible." I don't know how your chat is feeling about me, but I only have my word, and my word says, my bad.
Right, and I'm bringing it back that intention is important, and it sounds like your intention was still to get your source of validation back. It was still ultimately self-serving.
100%. 100%. And I can admit that. Yeah, I can totally admit that. And it was like, I mean, just a thing that I certainly didn't expect to happen, that I would like behave that way for basically an entire summer. But, it's also like, some people turn to like hard drugs or alcohol or actually harassing people. And,
yeah, but it sounds like you were kind of harassing her.
Does it?
Yes, chat.
Here's the thing. I'll give you like.
Did.
Here's the thing. It was like I sent obviously like the flowers and all that stuff, and I was like really surprised by that. And then I saw that I had been like a month later that I'd finally I'd been blocked. And then right. The dress though, that's where I will say, but it wasn't like I was constantly I messaged her one time after that, and that was just the video that I sent. And then frankly, drunkenly in September, I was like, I just missed, talking to my friend, blah 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 blah. Sam is not on my page.
Yeah, I mean, she was really excited about you, and
no, am I blowing this? Did I put my foot in my mouth?
definitely, but it's the ADHD way. It's the ADHD way, you know,
Well, also,
and we're getting there.
I'm not like I'm not like too big to like look in the mirror and say, you know what, you need to like really look deep in your soul and learn from this and make a correction. So, you know, that's what I've been doing. Because honestly, like it has been good. And guys, she's fine. By the way, she's fine.
Of course, she's fine. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Right.
All of the women who have gone through stuff, we're fine. We're
Right.
fine. Women are fine. We soldier on. Not that, you know, it's just still, she said, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Leave me alone. You sent her
Hold on.
a robe.
She only said that after I followed up in September. She never did. She just left me on red for the other ones.
Wait, but you said that she rug pulled you.
So she did rug pull me, but it was because, so whatever, here we go. We've already opened the lid off of this thing. She had like lost her job. She was spending all of her time on the phone with me basically. And then I also knew like she did have a history of like just up and leaving too in her past that she told me about. And I didn't think that was going to happen to me. And then it did. And then that's when I had the idea to like a month later, I sent her the robe and the flowers and all that bullshit. I love that I'm sharing this. This is such a good decision, Kevin. And then it's
gonna be clipped. It's gonna be clipped.
Hey, you know, it's already.
It already.
What can I do, you know?
You gotta learn from me. You
Right.
double down and keep telling your story. But
But I just want to make everything very clear because I did the only thing that I sent after she had said we were done, text wise, was what's it called, the video. And then didn't hear it, like was just left undelivered. So I was like, what's going, like, you know? And that's when I was like, that's when ChatGPT is like, she needs her space, but she's just conflicted right now. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's it.
What?
No, 100%. I'm not just like, I'm Sam especially. I just want to be like, I'm not just some like, no, that's not a good enough answer for me. I'm an idiot who leaned on ChatGPT way too much. And that was the end of May, I think, when I sent the video. And it wasn't until 4 months later in September that I finally followed up. She didn't know I was making the dress or anything. I finally followed up. And that's when I got the ChatGPT text response from her that was like, hey, you gotta stop. And I did. I didn't even respond to her. I was like, you don't need a response from me because you told me to stop. But there were only 2 times after her saying, I can't do this, which the reasoning wasn't anything to do with me. It was because she needed her, whatever. Thank you, Kimmy. No kidding. Good God. I feel like I asked ChatGPT if I should talk about this on Kendra's Live, and I just took the advice and said, yeah, you should totally do that.
I mean, I'm just going for it. Like, I invited you on the live, and if that's what you wanted to talk about, that's fine. But to me, you're just kind of proving my point that men get away with a lot of shit.
No, I'm honestly helping you prove that point. Like, I wanted to bring up that example because, but also like with an ADHD angle too, because a lot of the times, you know, when you overthink, because I am obviously somebody who really, the mind gets spinning and I can't turn it off. And then like, yeah, you're listening to like all the wrong advice from something that isn't real. And it was a very hard lesson to learn, you know?
But then, wait, but you asked Chat if you should talk about this situation on
No,
my
I was
live?
being sarcastic about that.
Okay,
Saying
okay.
that this is like you would think
maybe
that
you should have, Kevin. No.
No, the advice, it would have been so much worse somehow. But I also like, yeah, I'm not embarrassed. Okay. I'm not embarrassed by it. And I thought it would be at least entertaining.
Kevin, we had so much more to talk about. But yeah, it's time. It's time. Okay, I want to talk about one last thing.
Sure.
So when I talked about Travis Kelce in one of my lives,
Oh yeah.
it was this like
Kendra, the girl that fell in
this video.
Wait, guys, seriously, I'm not okay because Kendra, the girl that fell in love with her psychologist, just tried to shoot her shot with Travis Kelce on TikTok Live. Here's the video. I cannot with this woman. You know what is so funny? I've had a crush on Travis Kelce for a long time. And so much so that when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce started dating, my mom asked me, she was like, Kendra, is that okay with you? Are you all right with that? I was like, who else is good enough for Travis Kelce than our queen, Taylor? Like, literally the best. Like, couldn't think of a better person for him. So yeah, Taylor Swift is a projector. She's a splenic projector.
So I literally said, couldn't think of a better person. And then he's like, she's trying to shoot her shot.
Yeah.
And
they're trying to, it doesn't matter. You could say literally anything.
It was in that moment that I was like, oh my God, people don't care about reality or the truth.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, what they certainly don't care about is like how it's going to make you feel, which is just really, like, I don't like the removal of the humanity and the dignity that so many people, like you talked about with like the red flag guy, for instance, who, and I never remember his name.
Justin Pointer. I still can't believe he made a video about me, but I can't.
That one shocked me the most, honestly. That one was very, very surprising. Yeah, I just, that's why I was excited to come onto this live, not to say anything that I said for like the last whatever amount of time that I was talking about, but I was really excited to come on here and like, just, I don't know, so many people that have opinions about you are just, they really love to, like just take the gloves off and be kind of brutal about it without really any sort of, again, it goes back to the humanity and the dignity. And it's like, you know, these are real people. And it's like, who are you like, especially the psychiatrists who are like, I'm a psychiatrist and I'm here to talk about Kendra. It's like, what are you really here to do? You know what I mean?
For real.
And, yeah.
But. All right, Kevin, I'm going to just take a moment to chat alone. Thank you so much for coming on.
Unloaded a lot on you guys.
Best of luck with those clippers, okay?
Oh, I don't care. Listen, I've gone through something like this before. It doesn't bother me at all.
Okay, that's good.
So I'll talk to you later, Kendra.
Bye, Kevin.
Take care. Bye.
This was a gift. Marissa. Kevin. You guys, I'm speechless. Thank you. Men are gonna men. He's a man that slid into my DMs and was very kind and empathetic and wonderful. And I thought, I was like, oh, I will have him on as a guest because I want to show that there are some men who are very kind and wonderful. I mean, and he decided to talk about how he was addicted to a dynamic with a woman and wouldn't leave her alone. Yeah, I did prove something. Men are gonna men. Even the ones that are capable of self-reflection. Like he was almost there. Kevin, if you're still on, you were almost there. And it's also, to me, like, you just entered. So this man slid into my DMs after I became friends with him, and I invited him on my live. And he's a fellow ADHDer. And he just told us all about how he dated this woman from TikTok for a year, and they never met up. And they talked on the phone every night. And he really, really, really liked her. And she was like, hey, I can't do this anymore. I can't talk to you anymore. And he thought it'd be a good idea to like love bomb her and send her roses and a monogrammed robe and like all of these thoughtful things. And that everyone in the chat was like, what? And then he said, yeah, and then he made her a dress. He was going to do all these things. And, you know, I made the point. I was like, do you think that the psychiatrist, because he was like, well, it wasn't, what did he say? Devious, or it wasn't like malicious. That was the term he used. He said it wasn't malicious. And I was like, okay, well, do you think the psychiatrist maliciously thought I'm gonna stay Kendra's doctor so I can ruin her life, even though I'm getting something from this dynamic? No, it's not malicious. It's just menning. Yeah, months after, I know. I mean, he needed to get that out. I'm happy to be a safe space. And like, I invited him to come on. I did. So, you know, that's okay. Yeah, I bet you he learns too. He just needed, he like came on my live, because that's the thing, like, I was excited to chat with him. He was really fun to talk to in DMs. And when I go on a first date with a man and he talks about his ex-girlfriend, I'm like, oh, honey, like, this is why I only do coffee first dates. Haven't dated in a while, actually. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I can't tell people what they need, but, you know, it's very common with ADHDers, like, to use people as a thing to get addicted to. I was addicted to the dynamic with the psychiatrist, because it was like what Claude said, like, it was a emotional drug dealer. So Sarah said the same thing, Casper. Sarah said the same thing. She texted me. She was like, and that's the thing about Capricorn men. You know, they don't know when to give it up. This is someone with a Cap moon, okay? Like, ask me how I know. I can look in the mirror with that one, you know? But the thing about me is, like, as I was telling my story, I was helping other people. Okay, now I can do. Tara Scara, hello, thank you. Would I go on Love is Blind? I haven't ever been on Love is Blind, so I don't know. Capricorn men are the devil. Ugh, yeah. Sarah asked, what are 2 things you've learned from this live? Don't platform men, I guess. Or like, I don't know. Yeah, thank you. Men are gonna men. Ooh, I'm like, oh. Men are gonna men. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and, yeah. Coffee first dates. Like, this is why it's coffee first date or nothing. It's also interesting. I wonder if he's still on here. Ooh, God, there's so much. Hey, Marley. You missed some crazy stuff. The Clippers are gonna have a field day with that one. Kevin, feel free to DM me about what you learned from my live, okay? Mostly, if a pretty woman invites you to come on her live, don't talk about another woman. But I guess you just proved a point, right? Like, even, because that's the thing, the bar is in hell. So I was like, oh wow, here's this man that like can actually self-reflect. Hi, Bugs. Yeah. It's like, and I do believe, because he's got some good points in his content, like he actually makes a lot of really good points. But hey, Yudi. I actually had to block a guy on Instagram. I'll get vulnerable with you guys. Like, I've had plenty of men like DM me and start sending me money. And then they'll like expect more and more and more. And I'm like, whoa. And so I block them. Because I'm like, I'll take your gifts if you want to give them to me, but that doesn't mean I'm going to like perform for you or do anything for you. So I ended up blocking this dude. He was just like escalating in a way that really made me uncomfortable. And he hadn't ever contacted me on TikTok, but he messaged me a month later. Like, I had blocked him a month ago. And he was just like, hey, what did he say? Hey, Naya. B, do you ever feel misunderstood? Yes. But this is what I'm learning, is to just like understand myself only. Like, that's all. Like, other people can misunderstand me all they want. Like, a big YouTuber made 4 hours of content about how I'm violent and racist. Like, talk about misunderstanding someone. But I understand myself, and that's what's important. Yeah. I'm 36, Bugs. That's right. Do me. Right. That's all we can do. And I think that a lot of people see me doing me and they're like, oh, that bitch. Yeah, let's do posy feelings. Okay. So I want to tell you guys, yeah, we're going to do some positive feelings. Thank you, Sarah. Can you guys drop in the chat something that you're grateful for? I'm grateful for my friends that I went back and visited yesterday, and he like took me to freaking church because I got some really like intense stuff, and it made me like, I took notes from my hangout with my friend, and you know, I was talking about how like God told me to share my story, and sometimes I'm like, oh my God. And so, because I have this conviction to share my story. And Jeff, or my friend, told me my responsibility is my conviction. I am not responsible to the end result. And I think that like from the childhood trauma that I've had to like trauma later in life, like I get so caught up in trying to like control the end result, to trying to like shift the narrative and like make sure that I can keep up. But when like really the whole point, the whole reason I came to TikTok was because I had a conviction to share my story, because this man with power over me took advantage of it. And this is why like it was so like that's it. And I did it. And I made a difference. I pissed a lot of people off. But, you know, so he's like, we see a need. If we have the power to give, we give. Right? So I saw that there were a lot of unethical mental health professionals out there, whether it was my psychiatrist or the therapist hiking date. I was like, God, there's a lot of them. And so I was like, well, I'm in a really good headspace right now. I'm doing pretty well with my business. It's just me. I think I'm going to share my story. Like I had the means to give. And so I gave. And then that's it. I'm leaving it at that. And, you know, he said whether it's our time, talent, or treasures. So then he quoted Paul in Romans, he's Christian, and he said, what is sin to one man is not sin to another. So just because people are looking at what I'm doing, like speaking about something, like they're like, oh, that's sinful. Not to me, and that's what matters. Okay, let's see what people are grateful for. Sunscreen. Ooh, can I show you guys my favorite sunscreen right now? It is like, well, maybe I won't show you, but it's Trader Joe's, the facial sunscreen from Trader Joe's. It's SPF 50. It comes in the a blue box. It's 100% zinc oxide, and I am obsessed with it. So I love it. Peaches is grateful for her dog. Yay. Elizabeth asked, what did the guy want from you? He didn't want anything. I liked talking to him, so I invited him on his live, and he decided to talk about his ex-girlfriend. Sam Bam says, grateful for my dog, sister, and books. I love to read so much. Yes, I think that people need to read more. What book are you reading right now, Sam Bam? Hey, Anton. Yeah, Sarah's good. Aw, grateful for your kids and your dad. That's amazing, Megan. I'm into spirituality of a higher power for sure. A really good headspace was I felt grounded. I felt in my body. I felt sure of myself and my story. I thought that I had healed. You know, even though God told me I needed EMDR therapy. Yeah, the spicy website. More than a body. That's amazing. Okay. More than a body. That's good. I'm currently reading like 3 different books. how am I feeling today? Really good. My friend and I went to a hot springs yesterday and it was amazing. It was like just so wonderful. I will get them. So right now I'm listening to 2 books on Audible. One is the book So You've Been Publicly Shamed by Ron Johnson. Pretty good. Second one is Trauma and Recovery. Abby, the trauma therapist, talks about it all the time, and it's just like, whoa, blowing my mind. This one is just about like feelings and how to feel all of our feelings before we tell our truth. This one was written by a friend of mine. She was like raised Mormon, like very fundamentalist Mormon, and one of her children came out as trans and is trans. So she has a trans son. So this book is about like learning her journey from like not really knowing any trans people to like fully accepting and loving her trans son. So, and this was published by the same publishing house that's going to publish my book. And then I got this like, I don't like the term diet, but there's a lot of like good stuff. I've been working out a lot. And so this is like, I've been enjoying like reading about food. Post-nut perfection. Oh, it's amazing. It's just so nice. More than a body, I will. Yeah. All right. It is time. That was crazy. Men are gonna men, you know? I like even the best of them. I have all the clippers blocked, but if you guys want to tell me what they say. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, I had such high hopes, but you know, you just I had a man on. Yeah, I thought I was decentering men too, Mike. I even told him that. He proved me why I should. Because he asked me, he was like, "Are you dating anyone since this?" I'm like, "No, I'm decentering men. It's been great." Men will men. All right. Yeah, you did, but don't worry. Yeah. Okay. Bye, everybody. Miss you too. Good night.